So I will start the class. Can you see the presentation?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So we will start the discussion about the next chapter, the permutation group. Just let me one person in. Hmm. If you have any question before starting that, you can ask me. তোমাদের কিছু জানার থাকলে অঙ্ক টঙ্ক কিছু জিজ্ঞেস করতে পারো। Okay, so we start the class. Today we will discuss a special class of groups. These are called permutation groups. The concept begin in this way, that suppose what you learned in your school days, that or the permutation of numbers, suppose you have these three numbers 1, 2, 3, then how many ways you can permute all of them?
6.
6. That is the factorial 3 ways. If we write the permutations, it is like this. These are the 6 possible permutations of these three numbers 1, 2, 3. Now you see that we can express this permutation in terms of some mathematical tool, that is by means of a function from the set 1, 2, 3 to itself. In such a way, for example, if we consider this permutation, that 1, 2, 3 permuted to 2, 1, 3, then you see that we can represent this permutation in the way that 1 maps to 2, 2 maps to 1, and 3 maps to 3. Right? So, what is the speciality of mapping? What kind of mapping is this?
Bijective.
One
That is
mapping, one on two.
1, 1 on 2, that is bijective, very good. This is a bijective map, that is 1 to 1 and on 2. Since we are using all the three numerals in the image, so you see that it is on 2, and no two elements are mapped into the same element, so it is 1 to 1. So you see that every permutation is nothing but a bijective mapping from this set 1, 2, 3 to itself. So we can represent this permutation by means of bijective mapping. On the other hand, you see that if you have any bijective map, that is 1 to 1 and on 2, that is nothing but the rearrangement of the numbers if you rearrange this 1, 2, 3 in this way. Now we can denote, or we can express this f in some two-row notation. Say 1, 2, 3 was the original position, and then the changed position is 2, 1, 3. So in this two-row notation, it is our understanding that 1 maps to 2, 2 maps to 1, and 3 maps to 3. So in this way, we can represent these permutations or the bijective maps from set of n natural number to itself. Now, in general, we can see that if we start with a non-empty set, and if we collect the set of all bijective maps from, sorry, this is, so from X onto itself, and then we can show that the set G under the operation, the composition of mapping becomes a group. So let us verify that. You know that first we can have the closure property. You know that the composition of two bijective map is again bijective. That is, if F and G are bijective, then their composition is bijective. And so G is closed under the operation of composition. Also, you know that the composition operation is associative. So this property of the group is satisfied. Now, what is the identity? What is the map with which, if you compose any bijective map, then you will get the same? What will?
So one map to two, three maps to three.
Hai bolo?
So the identity would be where all the elements map to itself.
Right. The identity map where, which is defined that it maps to itself. And if we compose by the identity map, naturally, this stands for the identity for every element here. And similarly, since the map is bijective, so it has well-defined inverse. And if you compose its inverse on both sides, and you will get identity. And not only that, the inverse is also bijective. So all these four things will show that actually G becomes a group under the composition of map. This group is called the permutation group. And here you see that this group you can form whether X is finite or infinite. This group is denoted by S suffix with X. S stands for the symmetric group, but why the name is so that you will learn in higher algebra. So this is some form of, this group arises some form of symmetry of something. That is why it is called symmetric group, but that you have to learn after field theory, a good amount of field theory. So I'm skipping that nomenclature. So however, this is called a symmetric group, or for the time being, you can just consider this the permutation group. And here you can define this permutation group over any non-empty set. But in particular, as we have taken, suppose X equal to 1, 2, 3. So in particular, if we take n as the first n natural number, that is, if we have the cardinality of X is n, then instead of Sx, we denote it by Sn, the symmetric group Sn. And as you have told in the case of 3, so Sn number of element of the Sn, that is the order of the group, is n factorial. And this is basically huge. As n will grow, then you can understand n factorial will grow up astronomically. And so this will give you very large group for large n. However, let us see the properties of this Sn and how we can compose the two elements of Sn. This is the first thing. For example, if we consider, suppose S8, and suppose I am taking two maps like this, say alpha 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and say something like, say 4, 6, 7, 8, 5, 2, 3, 1. So suppose this is one map, and so how we can calculate the inverse of this? So on our understanding, you can remember this is the map that we are representing here. 1 goes to 4, 2 goes to 6, 3 goes to 7, like that. So what will be the inverse? Just the opposite. So under the inverse mapping, 4 will go to 1, 6 will go to 2, 7 will go to 3, and so on. So inverse is nothing but if we just invert it, and then we can arrange according to our notation to keep the first row in the order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we search that 1 maps to here 8, 2 maps to 6, 3 maps to 7, 4 to 1, 5 to 5, 6 to 2, 7 to 3, and 8 to 4. So in this way, we can calculate the inverse of permutation here. Now let us see how we can compose this. So suppose we have another mapping, say beta, and suppose we represent beta in this way, say 6, 8, 4, 5, 2, 1, 3. What is remained here? 7. So 7, suppose. So how we can get the element alpha beta? So for alpha beta, if we want to compose alpha beta, now this is the, we want to fix some notation. You see that in the ordinary case, we define the map, we denote the mapping by writing the element right of the symbol of the function, that is f of x. So here, if we have that alpha composition beta of x, that is actually alpha of beta of x. So here you see that if we want to know that what is alpha of beta of 1 and or alpha composition beta of 1, then we see that under beta 1 goes to 6. So this is alpha of 6. Now under alpha 6 goes to 2, and so it becomes equal to 2. So in the alpha composition beta, so in the alpha composition beta, 1 goes to 2. So similarly, if we have that 2 to 8, and then under alpha, it is 8 to 1. So it comes to 1 here. Then 3 to 4, and 4 to 8 in the alpha. So it is 8. Then 4 to 5, 5 to 5. So it is 5. And it is then 5 to 2, 2 to 6 in the alpha. So it is 6. And 6 to 1 and 1 to 4 in the alpha, so it is 4. 7 to 3, 3 to 7 in the alpha, so it is 7. And 8 to 7, 7 to 3 in the alpha, so it is 3. So in this way, we can make the composition. If you have any question, you can ask about this composition. It is very simple. You can just, we are just composing the two maps.
Hello.
And one.
Hello sir, SN এর cardinality n factorial কি করে হলো?
n element n factorial হতে পারমুটেশন করা যায়, তোমরাই তো বললে।
স্যার cardinality মানে তো কটা এলিমেন্ট আছে?
হ্যাঁ,
cardinality মানে তো কটা এলিমেন্ট আছে?
হ্যাঁ, তো এলিমেন্ট গুলো তো পারমুটেশন এখানে।
ও আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে।
আচ্ছা, তা এখানে যে জিনিসটা তোমাদের বুঝতে হবে, ইন দিস কম্পোজিশন হোয়াট, ওহো সরি, আই জাস্ট ফরগট টু স্টার্ট রেকর্ডিং। So what you have to understand here, in this composition of alpha beta, we are working on beta first and then alpha. This is because of this notation. But in some book, if it is written that the element is written left of the function and then you have that x of alpha of beta like this, and then in that case you operate alpha first and beta second. In the book of Hertzstein, you will see that Hertzstein considered in this way. However, in general, we all consider in the general convention to write the element in the right, and that is why I am working beta first and then alpha. So in this way, you can compose a long chain of these things like, say, alpha cube, beta square, say again alpha inverse or something like that. And then what you will do, we have to compose 3 alpha, 2 beta, and then 1 alpha inverse. Then you see that since alpha inverse is the rightmost one, so it will be applied first. First we write down the usual order of elements, and then we start from 1. Then we see that under alpha inverse, this is alpha inverse, so 1 goes to 8 here. So 8 is the term now. So there are 2 consecutive beta. So now 8 goes to 7 under beta, and then again 7 goes to 3 under beta. Now 3 is the number, and we have to apply alpha 3 times. So remember that 3 is the number, so we start with 3 here in alpha. So 3 to 7, 7 to 3, again 3 to 7. So ultimately we got 7 here. So we put here 7. Similarly, for 2, we will start with in the alpha inverse for 2. Now 2 to 6 here, then twice we have to apply beta, then 6 to 1, 1 to 6. So 6 is the number now. Now we go for alpha. In alpha, 6 to 2, 2 to 6, again 6 to 2. So 2 is the final number, and we put here 2. Similarly, we do for 3. So 3 to 7 under beta, 7 to 3 and 3 to 4. And then 4, if we apply 4 3 times here, so 4 to 8, 8 to 1, 1 to 4. So ultimately we get here 4. So in this way we just carrying on. For 4, it is alpha inverse 4 to 1, under beta 1 to 6, 6 to 1, and then under alpha 1 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 1. So 1 is the number here. Then for 5, you see 5 goes to 5 under alpha inverse. Then 5 to 2, 2 to 8 under twice application of beta. And then 8 to 1, 1 to 4, 4 to 8. So 8 is the number here. For 6, we have that 6 to 2, then 2 to 8, 8 to 7. So 7 to 3, 3 to 7, again 7 to 3. So we have 3 here. Then 7, under alpha inverse 7 to 3. Here 3 to 4, 4 to 5. So from 5, 5 to 5, since 5 goes to 5, so 3 applications of 5, it remains still to 5. So we have 5 here. And finally 8. 8 under alpha inverse, it is 4. And then 4 to 5, 5 to 2. So now 2 is here, 2 to 6, 6 to 2, and 2 to 6. So you have 6 here. So this is the composition of these 3, alpha cube, beta square, alpha inverse. What you have to do, you have to start from the rightmost one, and then you have to operate the element repeatedly under this alpha beta sequence, alpha beta and alpha inverse. And then you have that finally this composition is this one. আচ্ছা, এটা সম্বন্ধে কিছু প্রশ্ন থাকলে বলো, the compositionটা যদি বুঝতে অসুবিধা হয়. If you want to ask anything about this composition, then you can ask.
No, sir.
Okay. Then you see that this is the composition of elements. Now, before proceeding further, where from we have started, we just show that how a full group of symmetric group uh, can be formed. So if we start from this 1, 2, 3, then you see that 6 permutations that we have. The identity one is that the first one where 1, 2, 3 maps to itself 1, 2, 3. And then suppose you call it alpha where 1, 2, 3 goes to 1, 3, 2. Suppose this is beta where 1, 2, 3 goes to 2, 1, 3. And then other 3, 1, 2, 3 goes to 2, 3, 1. And then 1, 2, 3 goes to 3, 1, 2. And finally, you have that 1, 2, 3 goes to 3, 2, 1. Now, here you see that if I compose this alpha and beta, you see that if you compose alpha and beta, then it is like this. We have to operate beta first. So we start with this 1, under beta 1 to 2, and under alpha 2 to 3. So here you get 3. Then for 2, under beta 2 to 1, here it is 1 to 1, so it is 1. Then for 3, it is 3 goes to 3 and 3 goes to 2 here. So it is 2. So you see that this is basically alpha beta. But if you compose beta alpha, you see that is alpha first and then beta. Then you see that 1 to 1, 1 to 2. So 1 to 3, it is 2. And 2 to 3, then 3 to 3, so it is 3. And finally 3 to 2, 2 to 1, which is 1. So this is beta alpha, and you can easily see that these two are not equal. So the group is non-commutative. Here alpha beta is not equal to beta alpha. The group is non-commutative. In fact, you can show that for any n greater than equal to 3, Sn is a non-commutative group. So it is a non-commutative group. An example of a non-commutative group, and because all the groups excepting matrices that you have confronted before, that integers, reals, rationals, and all these things, these are all the commutative groups. But here you see that the composition of function, this will give a non-commutative group. And this group in particular, consisting of these 6 elements, that is, this group is S3, that is containing of all these 6 elements. So this is the smallest non-commutative group, because all the other orders of the group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the cases you will see that these are commutative group, because when the order of the group number is prime, then we will see that they will be cyclic group. That we will prove after proving the Lagrange's theorem. And by virtue of Lagrange's theorem, we will get to know that order of some element always divides the order of the group. Now, if the order of the group is prime, then you have only, say, P, then you have only 2 factors, 1 or P. And 1 stands for the order of identity. So any non-identity element has the order P. And you know that we have already learned that if order of an element becomes equal to the order of the group, then it becomes cyclic. So all these become cyclic, and one element is also cyclic, generated by the single element A. And all these groups are commutative. Now for the group of order 4, the possible orders of the elements 1, 2, 4, this is for identity. So possible orders are 2 and 4. Now if the order is 4, it is again cyclic and commutative. If order of all non-identity element is 2, then every element will satisfy a square equal to identity. And that problem already you did, that if a square equal to identity, then you have that the group is commutative, because then AB square equal to A square B square, and then you have that, sorry, AB equal to AABB, and so you get that BA equal to AB. So every group of order less than 6 is commutative, but S3 is the smallest group which is non-commutative. First non-commutative group is S3. So this is the story of S3, and then we come back again about the composition. You see that the writing of these elements in the two-row notation is space and some calculation time consuming. So we go for some other way so that we can make it shorter. So how to make it shorter? Let us take this alpha again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The numbers are 4, 6, 7, 8. 4, 6, 7, 8. And then 5, 2, 3, 1. 5, 2, 3, 1. Now, if we start here from the element 1, then we see that under the application of alpha, 1 goes to 4. Then another application of alpha, 4 goes to 8. Then another application of alpha, 8 goes to 1. That is 8 coming back to 1. And this thing we are calling a cycle. That is, we are writing the cycle in this notation with the understanding that under the cycle 1 goes to 4, 4 goes to 8, and finally 8 comes to 1. Then the number which is missing here, but the smallest, that is 2. Then again we start from 2. Now we see that 2 goes to 6, 6 goes to 2 again, come back to 2 again. So it is only the 2 cycle. Here 2 goes to 6 and 6 goes to 2. Then the minimum number is 3. Now what happens to the 3? We see that 3 goes to 7 and again 7 goes to 3. So it is another 2 cycle, 3, 7. Now the number missing is here 4, and we see that 4 goes to, oh, no, 4 already we have. Sorry, 4 already we have. So have we covered all of them? No, 1 is missing, and that is 5. Only 5 is missing, but 5 goes to 5 itself. And so it is a single cycle 5. That means 5 goes to 5 itself. So under this cycle structure, we can write down alpha in this way: 1, 4, 8, 2, 6, 3, 7, and 5 only. And then we can delete also 5. We just write 1, 4, 8, 2, 6, and 3, 7 with the understanding all the numbers which are missing, they are single cycle. This is called the disjoint cycle representation of a permutation. And these cycles will always be disjoint, as you can understand, because these are disjoint because if you have some common member of 2 cycles, then again repeated application of this, you can get back to the first position where we have started the second cycle. But we have started the second cycle with the number missing in the first cycle. So there cannot be any repetition or some common element among the cycles. So every permutation can be written in terms of the disjoint cycles. Now, if we then the 2-row notation will come down to the 1-row notation. Similarly, if we get beta, you see that if we have beta, what was the number for beta? Beta 6845. So 6845, and then 2137. 2137. So if we want to make it in the cycle notation, you see that 1 goes to 6, 6 goes to 1, so it is closed. Then I start with 2, 2 goes to 8, 8 goes to 7, 7 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and then ultimately 5 to 2. And so you have that, these are the 8 elements. So beta has this expression under the expression of product of disjoint cycles. So this is alpha, this is beta. Now in the cycle notation, how we can compute the inverse, it is also very easy. We will just invert everything. That is, we start from here. You know that if you have A, B, C and you want to ABC inverse, it's nothing but C inverse, B inverse, A inverse. So we go for the right hand side, and for every cycle, you notice, suppose the cycle for 148, suppose. So in the original map, 1 goes to 4, 4 goes to 8, and 8 goes to 1. So in the inverse mapping, obviously, then 8 goes to 4, 4 goes to 1, and 1 goes to 8. So if you just write on the reverse way, that is the inverse of the permutation. So we will just revert it, that 7, 3, 6, 2, and 8, 4, 1. Now we can write it again in this way, that we notice that for every such 2 cycle, here 3 goes to 7 and 7 goes to 3. So whether I am writing this is 3, 7 or 7, 3, so they are equal. This is the same map, that 7 goes to 3 and 3 goes to 7. So you can easily write this 3, 7 again. Similarly, you can write this 2, 6. Now in the cyclic order, it is same as the, if you retain the cyclic order, that is, you can write it as well, 4, 1, 8. Then the same thing, that 8 to 4, 4 to 1, 1 to 8 is written. And similarly, you write it here also 1, 8, 4, because then also you can have 1 to 8, 8 to 4, 4 to 1. So you can write is 1, 8, 4. Finally, since all the cycles are disjoint here, so they are commuting with each other, because the mapping concerning only the 2 and 6, they will not affect the other numbers. So the disjoint cycle will commute. So you can write this in this way, 1842637. But whatever, you can write it in this way also. There is no harm in it. Just I am making it nice looking, nothing else. Now when I am, let me now write all this here.
Sir,
What?
sir, so that so A and A inverse in the form of disjoint set becomes equal.
কি আরেকবার
Means
বলুন,
in the
বুঝতে পারলাম না।
A আর A inverse disjoint সেটের ফর্মে যখন আমি লিখছি, তো তখন তো দুটো সেমই তো দেখাচ্ছে, লাইক 148 148 26 26 37 37।
না না, এটা 148, এটা 184, দুটো আলাদা। এখানে
আচ্ছা
1
আচ্ছা
4 এ যাচ্ছে, 4 8 এ যাচ্ছে, আর 8
হ্যাঁ
1 এ
এখানে
যাচ্ছে। এখানে 1
হ্যাঁ
8
হ্যাঁ
এ যাচ্ছে, 8 4 এ যাচ্ছে।
8 4 এ যাচ্ছে, 4 1 এ যাচ্ছে।
আচ্ছা, 1482637, সো 1482637, আর বিটাটা হচ্ছে আমার বেরোলো, বিটা ইজ কম্পিউটেড 16, and then 287345, 287345, and alpha inverse we computed 18426 and 37. So you see that same composition what I did for 2-row notation. Now we can do much more easier way. That is the same alpha alpha 3 times and then beta 2 times and then alpha inverse. What you will do, you start from 1, the smallest integer 1, and then you start from alpha inverse, the rightmost. Then you search for from 1 from the rightmost. So first time you get here 1, so 1 goes to 8 here. Now 8 is your number. Now you go to beta. So 8, now you see what is 8 going on. You have to 2 application of beta. 1 under alpha inverse goes to 8, and then 8 goes to 7, 7 goes to 3. So now 3 is the number. Now you go to the rightmost position of alpha. You see 3 to 7, and then 7 to 3, and then again 3 to 7. So you have, this is 7. So you have 3 to 7, 7 to 3, and again 3 to 7. This is the 3 applications of alpha. And then after 1, you get ultimately 7. So 7 is now the number. So we start from 7 with the rightmost position of alpha inverse. And we got 7 to 3. Then we come to beta for twice application of beta, and 3 to 4, 4 to 5. Now we come to 5. Now we are searching for 5 here, and there is no 5. So 5 remains to itself. And so we get here 5. So now from start, we start with 5. There is no 5 here, so 5 stands. Now 5 in the beta, 5 goes to
Sir, please repeat the, sir, please repeat the seventh one.
Konta 5?
Seventh.
Oh, 7 to 3, and then 3 to 4, 4 to 5. And then there is no 5 in alpha, so 5 stands. So we start from 5. There is no 5 in alpha inverse, so 5 we start from beta. So 5 to 2, 2 to 8. Now 8 is the number. We are searching for 8. So 8 to 1, 1 to 4, 4 to 8. So it becomes 8. So 5, after 5 we got 8. Then we start from 8 again. So 8 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 2, and then we come here for 2, 2 to 6, 6 to 2, again 2 to 6. So we get here 6. So we start again from 6. So you see 6 to 2, 2 to 8, 8 to 7. Then we come here 7, 7 to 3, 3 to 7, again 7 to 3. So it will be 3. Then we start with 3, 3 to 7, here 7 to 3, 3 to 4, and then 4 to 8, 8 to 1, 1 to 4. So we have 4 here. So finally 4, 4, 4 to 1. So under here 1 to 6, 6 to 1. So again 1, so 1 to 4, and 4 to 8, and 8 to 1. So ultimately we get 1, so 4 to 1. So this cycle is closed here, 4 to 1. And so what element is remaining here? Only 2 is remaining here. So again, we start from 2, the least numeral that is left here. And you see that 2 to 6, 6 to 1, 1 to 6, then it is 6. So 6 to 2, 2 to 6, 6 to 2. So it comes to 2. So it is a single cycle. So ultimately we got, this is the composition, 1, 7, 5, 8, 6, 3, 4. And we just remove the single cycle. And let me just check whether this is correct or not. From the 2-row notation, what we got the answer there. Let me see what was the answer there. Where is the product?
স্যার উপরে আছে স্যার।
ও আরো উপরে আছে। ও S3 আগে করেছিলাম, হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে। 7241, 7241, 7241, 8356, 8356. Now you see that, so 1 to 7, 7 to 5, 5 to 8, 8 to 6, 6 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 1. And 2 is single, 2 to 2. So it is okay. So you see that in this way, instead of 2-row notation, we can just compose by considering this 1-row notation, expressing them in terms of disjoint cycles. Hmm. So once you get accustomed to this, calculation is very easy. This is basically a school level job. But you have to be very careful that about the order of them. That is, in which order you are getting this from right to left. You have to uh, very much precise. Have to be very much precise to keeping this order, so that in this order and how many times you are operating the elements. So if you keep track of this, then you can easily uh, get the composition of this kind. So this is the process that how we can operate the permutation elements and how we can compose and get the long chain of words for permutations. Now another thing is that when we came to the notice of the fact that every permutation is the product of disjoint cycles, then another interesting fact is that every permutation, suppose every cycle, if you take this cycle 6 3 4, this cycle you can write in this way also: 1 4 1 3 1 6 1 8 1 5 and 1 7. Because if you compose them, you start from the last. So if you have 1, then 1 to 7, and so there is no 7 here, so we put here 7. So you start with 7, 7 to 1, 1 to 5, there is no other 5, so we put here 5. Again 5 to 1 and 1 to 8, there is no 8 here, so 8 stands. Then 8 to 1, 1 to 6, you get 6. And then 6 to 1, 1 to 3, you get 3. Similarly, 3 to 1, 1 to 4, you get 4. And ultimately, you get 4 to 1. And there is no 4 before that, and 4 to 1, and so you get close this. So in general, if you have a cycle of this nature, A1, A2, AN, that you can express in the form A1, AN, A1, AN minus 1, up to A1, A2. That is, you can express every permutation in terms of the product of two cycles. But the price you have to pay, now this is not disjoint. You see that one is the common member here, this is not disjoint. And so you have that this is not disjoint. So just a minute. So you see that then you can express every permutation in terms of the product of two cycles. These two cycles we are calling also them transpositions. Why we call transpositions? Because if you have any two cycle, then you see that A goes to B, B goes to A. So it is just transposing and interchanging A and B, and that is why it is called transposition. So we got that every cycle can be written as a product of transposition, but in this case, this is not unique representation. As in the disjoint cycle nature, this representation was unique in the sense so that you can just rotate cyclically this one, or you can just put the disjoint cycle in the commutative way. Otherwise, the breaking up the elements in the terms of the cycles are same. That is unique. But here in the case of two cycle, anything, suppose we have say 1, 4, 5, and the same thing if you just apply 2, 1, 2, then it remains the same because this is identity. Any transposition square is identity because under this transposition, 1 goes to 2 and 2 goes to 1. If you apply again, then it becomes 2 goes to 1 and 1 goes to 2 again. And so ultimately you get identity. So these are all order 2 element. Every n cycle is order n element. And so you can represent any permutation in many ways in terms of the transposition. So that you can write 1514 and then 1514 into 1212, that is also the same transposition. Suppose this is alpha. So same permutation that is written under the transposition. Now under this transposition, but why we are doing so? Because we will do another thing, that we will classify the whole set of transpositions, a whole set of permutation into two parts. One will be called even permutation, another will be called odd permutation. All the permutations which can be written as a product of even transposition, they are called even permutation. An even permutation is a permutation that is a product of even number of transpositions. And similarly, an odd permutation, it will be a product of odd number of transposition. And we will split into two parts the set of all permutation, calling them, some of them even, some of them odd. And all the even permutations are denoted by AN. This A stands for alternating group. It is called alternating group. Again, the nomenclature I cannot explain to you now. And these are called, this is called just the complement of the alternating group. Why it is called group? Because they will form a subgroup of SN. Why they are forming the subgroup of SN? Because you see that the identity you can write as an even permutation, because if you can write is the even product of even number of transposition. So identity is here, and if we get the product of any two even permutation, if this is even and this is even, then if alpha is even, suppose it is the product of T1 to T2, or all these are transposition. And if beta is even, suppose it is from sigma 1 to say sigma 2s. But if this number is even and this number is even, so naturally the total number is even. And therefore the product of two even permutation is always an even permutation. And also finally, if we compute alpha inverse, then as we have that, this is just writing this on the opposite way. Now every transposition inverse is itself, and that is T2R inverse T2R itself, and that is I am writing just in the opposite way. And so it is again consisting of even number of transpositions. So for every even alpha, alpha inverse is also even. And that proves that AN is a subgroup of the SN, the group SN. So this part becomes a subgroup, but the odd part is not subgroup because it is not closed under the operation. Because if we compose to odd permutation, actually we are getting an even permutation. So the set is not closed under the product. If you get that this is odd and this is odd, then the total number is even. So so odd permutations could not form a subgroup, but they have some equal fighting with the even permutation in the sense that we can prove the number of odd permutation and the number of even permutation is same. That is exactly half of Sn is even permutation and half of Sn is odd permutation. Now, before proving that, one thing you must be in your mind, if we carefully notice the definition of even and odd permutation, this is the definition. I said that if it can be expressed as a product of even number of transposition. So what happens? if it can be expressed as well as a product of odd number of transposition, because the expression is not unique. So what happens if a permutation can be expressed as a product of even number of transposition and as well as a product of odd number of transposition? Then the definition will carry no meaning. Then the definitions will be meaningless. But we can prove that this will never happen. This proof is very interesting. This proof is not in our book, but you can find it in the book of Herstein. This proof is like this. Suppose you take a polynomial like this, that it is a product of several variables xi, such that it is a product of xi minus xj, where I less than j. For example, say for x1 to x4, I am writing an expression x1 minus x2, x1 minus x3, x1 minus x4, then x2 minus x3, x2 minus x4, and then x3 minus x4. So you see here the product of all the difference of xi's, the distinct xi's, such that I is less than j, that is in the xi minus xj. Now this expression, you consider this as a several variable polynomial in these four variables x1 to x4. Now if I apply a permutation on the indices of these variables, then what happens? For example, if we apply, say, 1, 3, 4, this permutation, that means what? I will replace all the x1 to x3, all the x3 to x4, and all the x4 to x1. x1 গুলোকে আমি সব x3 করে দেব, x4 3 গুলোকে সব x4 করে দেব, x4 গুলোকে x1 করে দেব, আর 2 গুলোকে আনচেঞ্জ রাখবো। So then what happens? You see that it is then x3 minus x2, it is then x3 minus x4, it is then x3 minus x1, and x2 minus x4, x2 minus x1, and x4 minus x1. Now you see that under this change of transposition, the various signs have been changed. For example, now it is x3 minus x2, it was previously x2 minus x3. So there is a minus 1 here. Here also, but it is same as x3 minus x4. Again, x3 minus x1 is here. It was previously x1 minus x3, so another minus 1 is here. It is x2 minus x4 is same as it was. x2 minus x1 is attracting another minus 1. It was x1 minus x2 before. And similarly, x4 minus x1 is coming with another minus 1 because it was x1 minus x4. Now you see that, so there are 4 minus 1. So ultimately, you get plus 1. So it remains to be p. So under any permutation, under any application of the permutation, either p can be changed to minus p, or p can remain itself p. So if we can show that under the even permutation, it is an even permutation, you see that you can express is the product of 2 transposition. So if we can show that under the even permutation, the p does not change, and under the odd permutation, it always changes to minus p. Then we are done, and then we can prove that no permutation can be expressed in some product of even and as well as the product of odd. Now, how we can prove that? Then it is a simple idea to prove that if we can show that every transposition makes a change in sign of P, then naturally even permutation will not change the sign and odd permutation will change the sign. So all the thing we have to prove that every transposition changes the sign of P. So suppose we apply some transposition here and we see that how it changes the sign. So suppose we apply here some transposition ij, and suppose you consider that I is less than j. So when you apply the transposition ij, now if we consider that any k that is less than I, then what happens? In the original expression, there was a term xk minus xi, and since k is less than j, there was a term xk minus xj. Now you see that under the transposition of ij, this xi will be changed to xj, so it will change to xk minus xj, and it will change to xi, so it will change to xk minus xi. So actually there is no change for all the k, those who are less than I and also less than j. For all of them, there is no changes of sign. If k is even greater than j, that is greater than both I and j, then we had two factors, xi minus xk xi minus xk and xj minus xk. And then you see that if we apply the transposition, then xi will be changed to xj. So xj minus xk, and this will change to xi minus xk, right? And so again, you see there is no change because these terms are there. Xi minus xk was there and xj minus xk was there. So there is no change. But if any k is lying between I and j, then what happens? Then since I is less than k, in the original, the term was xi minus xk, and since k is less than j, the term was xk minus xj. So in the transposition, we got here xj minus xk, and we got here xk minus xi. Now you see that this is also change in sign, so it attracts -1 here, but this is also change in sign, so it will again attract -1 here. But then in the product, they will balance each other. There is no change in the sign in the total product. It is that since 2 -1 appears here, so there is no change of sign in the total product. So whether k is less than I and j, k is greater than I and j, k is lying between I and j, all these terms will retain the same thing. But then where is the change? Change is in the term xi minus xj. Since I is less than j, there was a term xi minus xj, and now it is changed to xj minus xi. And there is no point of balancing here, so it will get -1, and since all other terms will retain ultimately the same value as p, so under any transposition, p changes to -p, because this will change to xj minus xi, but this was originally xi minus xj, and so it will change the polynomial p to -p. So application of every transposition will change its sign, and therefore application of even number of transposition will retain the sign, and odd number of transposition will change the sign. And that is why the even permutation is always an even permutation, and odd permutation is always an odd permutation. দেখো কারো কিছু প্রশ্ন থাকলে বলো, if you have any doubt ask me. ঠিক আছে, বোঝা গেছে?
Yes, sir.
আচ্ছা,
Yes, sir.
so we now, হ্যাঁ বলো বলো, কেউ কিছু বলছিলেন? আচ্ছা, so we now come to the final result of the permutation group, that number of odd even permutation is same as the number of odd permutation. And we want to show that two finite sets, they are having the same number of elements. How we can show that two sets having the same number of elements? দুটো set আছে A আর B. Suppose you have two sets. You want to show that there is same number of element. Then what will you show?
Bijection.
Bijection.
Bijection, sir.
So we will just define a map, and we will prove the map is a bijection. So what will be the definition? We have to make the F one-to-one and onto. And also we have to map every even permutation to the odd permutation. This is even, but the image should be odd. So what we can put here as image of alpha? Here we always assume here n is greater than or equal to 2, otherwise the permutation has no meaning, because if it is only the singleton set, it has no permutation. It is only the S1 is just one element group. So we consider that n greater than or equal to 2 at least. হ্যাঁ বলো।
Any one cycle of like
হ্যাঁ কি cycle?
in the data, if you multiply by any one cycle,
তো ভয়েসটা ব্রেক
cycle
করে
should
যাচ্ছে,
exist.
বুঝতে পারছি। একটা ইভেন পারমুটেশন আছে, ওটাকে অড বানাতে হবে, তাহলে আমরা কি করব?
Cycle multiply না,
হ্যাঁ সাইকেল,
মানে একটা টু সাইকেল দিয়ে
একটা টু সাইকেল দিয়ে মাল্টিপ্লাই করব। কোন টু সাইকেল দিয়ে মাল্টিপ্লাই করব?
এক্সিস্ট করে অলরেডি।
হ্যাঁ অলওয়েজ
So alpha
which exists, হ্যাঁ কি বলছো?
তো ইভেন যে কোনো একটা টু সাইকেল যেটা আলফা এক্সিস্ট করছে ওটা দিয়ে
হ্যাঁ যে কোনো সাইকেল দিয়ে করা যায়। এখানে আমরা জাস্ট 1-2টা করছি, তার কারণ হচ্ছে যে 1-2 এখানে অলওয়েজ এক্সিস্ট করছে, বিকজ n is greater than or equal to 2, so at least 2 is there. So 1-2 is present in every SN for n greater than or equal to 2. So we are just multiplying by 1-2, and then this even becomes odd. The mapping is 1-to-1 is obvious, because if alpha 1 times 1-2 is equal to alpha 2 times 1-2, we are in a group, so we can cancel the same element from the both side on the same side. So alpha 1 equal to alpha 2, that is you can multiply by 1-2 again on the right, and you can get this identity, and so alpha 1 equal to alpha 2. And this is onto, because suppose if you want here beta, then whose image is beta? Suppose beta is odd, then whose image is beta? What is the pre-image of beta? মানে এই জিনিসটা যদি বিটা হয় তাহলে আলফাটা কি হবে? Alpha times 1 2 যদি বিটা হয়, if beta is alpha times 1 2, then what is alpha?
So then we can multiply again and multiply 1 to the inverse.
Yeah. So it is just beta 1 2 because then its image is beta 1 2 1 2 and that is equal to beta. So you see that it is on 2. So the mapping is bijective and then it proves that the number of odd even permutations are exactly equal to the set of number of odd permutations. So the whole set of permutation is just divided into two equal parts, an and Sn minus an. The advantage of this part is that they are forming a subgroup, but odd permutations cannot form a subgroup. So these are all the things that I want to tell you for permutation group.
Sir, could you please explain the proof once again?
Konta?
Yes sir, yes sir. Sir এই
Sir,
প্রুফটা স্যার
proof
even
টা
if
ভালো করে বোঝা গেল না, sir.
Okay, I am presenting this. You just see and you think, I think you will understand. This proves 1 to 1, this proves 1 to 2. And by construction, odd goes to even. Even goes to odd. Because this is a product of even permutations, so I am adding another, so it becomes odd. This shows the mapping is 1 to 1, this shows the mapping is on 2. আর কিছু নেই প্রমাণটা। As your definition is everything, after you defining it, it is easy. দেখো বুঝতে পেরেছো নাকি? আর বলেন।
স্যার 1 তো স্যার বুঝলাম স্যার, অন টুটা স্যার
এই তো প্রিমিস দেখানো হচ্ছে তো, আর এইটা তো অড, তার সঙ্গে দেখো আরেকটা যোগ করলে তো ইভেন হয়ে গেল না, টোটাল বিটা 1 2 জিনিসটা ইভেন হয়ে গেল। আর তার ইমেজটা কি, বিটা 1 2 টাইমস 1 2 1 2 1 2 হচ্ছে আইডেন্টিটি, তাহলে বিটা থেকে গেল।
ও হ্যাঁ বুঝেছি।
ঠিক আছে, এখানে 1 2 না করে তুমি যে কোনো অড পারমুটেশনই ইউজ করতে পারো, কিন্তু এটা 1 2 করলাম কেন, বিকজ টু প্রুভ ইট জেনারেল ফর অল এন এর জন্য 2টা এখানে শিওর হয়ে গেছে যে n গ্রেটার দ্যান ইকুয়াল টু 2, বলে 2 নাম্বারটা আছেই, সেই জন্যই 1 2 করলাম। এটা 1 3 1 4 2 3 5 6 যে কোনোটাই করতে পারো, দ্যাট ইজ ইউ জাস্ট অ্যাড 1 ট্রান্সপোজিশন, নাথিং এলস। ঠিক আছে, আচ্ছা, now let me just survey on the book that the results described here. First, they gave many examples of how to compose, as I did also, that how to compose alpha, compose beta, beta compose alpha. And then, as we did, they described completely S3, the 6-element non-commutative group S3. And then for the result, it is one result is that this is a non-commutative, and in general, it is proved here. You see that in general, it is proved here that if you consider this alpha, consider this beta, then after composing, you will see that alpha beta and beta alpha are always different. So for every n greater than equal to 3, it is non-commutative. But for n equal to 2, it is commutative, because If you consider S2, then only there are two permutations. One is the identity and the transposition 1, 2. And so it is obviously commutative. 1, 2 is the only non-identity element here, and its inverse is itself. So S2 is commutative, a two-element group, but S3 onwards, all these are non-commutative. Okay, the next result that about the transpositions, that you can express a permutation in terms of transposition. And here it is shown that how in the cyclic way you can express the same permutation in the cyclic order. And this is a diagrammatic representation of this. And then then there are some other examples, and then the disjoint cycle representation, and that every permutation can be as the product of disjoint cycles. There will be some theorem like here. Here it is the theorem here. You see that any non-identity permutation can be expressed as the product of disjoint cycles, where each cycle is of length greater than equal to 2. So, and the part that it becomes disjoint is also, you will see that it will be proved here, that if we have one cycle, 1 alpha square 1 up to alpha to the power r minus 1, 1, that is an R cycle. And similarly, if you get another S cycle, and there should be no common element between them, because if there should be some common element, then after applying that repeated application of alpha, you ultimately get that the element where you have started with, that will be some operation of coming from the first element, that is 1. And that is not because you have chosen that which is the missing element in the cycle, the first least missing element in the cycle. So that becomes the contradiction, and that is why two cycles are always disjoint. So it is proved here. And then in the product of transpositions, it is given that any cycle is either a transposition or can be expressed as the product of transposition. So every non-identity permutation is either a transposition or can be expressed as a product of transposition. Oh, another thing I forgot to tell you, these are called conjugate. Any element of this form, that alpha, beta, alpha inverse, they are called conjugate. This is a conjugate to beta. And there is a formula, very interesting formula for how you can, that is very much important, how you can compute the cycles of a conjugate element. So this is the formula. If the original cycle is this, it will always retain the same cycle structure. That is, if it is an R cycle, it will be again an R cycle. And alpha pi alpha inverse will be just I1 will be replaced by alpha I1, I2 will be replaced by alpha I2, IR will be replaced by alpha IR. For example, suppose I consider, say, pi equal to, say, 1, 4, 3, 2. And suppose alpha is, say, 1, 2, 3. Then what is alpha pi alpha inverse? It is nothing but, you see that where 1 goes under alpha, why 1 goes to 2 here. So here you will get 2. Then the next element is 4. So 4 is here, it tends to 4 because no 4 is here. Then 3 goes to 1 here, so it is 1. And then 2 goes to 3 here, so it is 3. So you can easily verify that alpha pi alpha inverse will be 2, 4, 1, 3. If you write this, see 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 3, 2, and alpha inverse is 3, 2, 1. So you see that if you compose them, you start with 1, then 1 goes to 3, 3 goes to 2, 2 goes to 3. So here you get 3. Then again start from 3, 3 to 2, 2 to 1, 1 to 2. So it is 2. Then from 2 to 1, 1 to 4, no 4 is here, so it is 4. Then 4 to 3 and 3 to 1, so the cycle is closed. And you see that this is the same as this. 2413 is same as 1324. This is 1324 in the cycle. So this is a very useful formula for calculating the conjugates. So they have the same cycle structure if and only if they are conjugate is another result. And this thing we have just proved that either it is an odd permutation or it is an even permutation, but never both. The proof is not here, but I gave you the proof, just gave you the proof. So these are some small results that every n cycle or k cycle is of order k. So this is another result. And if you just product of cycles, product of disjoint cycles, and then you can have that LCM of the orders of the cycle. But you must be very careful about the term disjoint, because otherwise it will not commute and it will not be the LCM of them. So if they are the disjoint cycles, then you can get the order of the element is just LCM of the element. So if you have a permutation, is suppose like this 1, 2, say 3, 7, 5, 3, 7, 5, 8, and then 4, 6, and then you can have this a 2 cycle, this a 4 cycle, and these are 2 cycles. So the order of alpha is the LCM of 2 and 4 and 2. That is order of alpha is 4. So because here it is all of them are in the disjoint cycle, so order of alpha is 4. You can calculate in this way in the disjoint cycle expression. But if it is not disjoint, then the result is not true. So I will request to just read these things. It is an interesting application of very childhood, non-childhood puzzle that is called 15 puzzle. And you can remember the last one, it was written that impossible, just twisting 14 and 15. Now twisting 14 and 15, it is just a transposition. Now the way you can just change 14 here and then 11 here, then shift 12 and 14 again. So you can see that the number of operations as you will do, that will always lead to the even permutation. And so this product of even permutation can never produce an odd permutation. And that is why this is impossible. So this is explained here. So all these things are here. And next we go for a very big theorem that is called Lagrange's theorem, where we will prove that order of the subgroup divides the order of the group in the case of finite groups. And there you will see that it is a major theorem in group theory, first major theorem in group theory, because, and it is classical because it involves some new concept. So in the next day we will prove Lagrange's theorem. Now, what I planned yesterday with the ETC students also, so the same plan I am doing with you. The plan is that you will see that there are, there are nearly 100 problems of these 4 sections that we went through. The first, the preliminary groups, and then subgroup, and then permutation group, and the cyclic group. So you will see that all the exercises here. So I just made some count that totally probably 100 or something like that. So I plan to I planned that to give some assignment according to your roll number. I am giving you some problems assignments so that I will distribute all the problems among you, and you can put them in the group. And you have seen that I made the two groups separate, the ETC group and your construction IEE group, because of this assignment, the posting of assignments, so it will not clash. I just made separate these groups. So I will, in 1 or 2 days, I will give you the structure of the assignment, that in which roll number will solve which part. The process is that suppose I am giving you everyone from one problem to each. Obviously, there will be some repetition because not the exactly number of students is not equal to the number of problems in every section. However, so what we can do, you will post this and I will make them correct, or just I will say that it is right or wrong. And if I say wrong, you will delete this and you try to post the correct one. So after all the things correct, so anybody can take the responsibility just to bind them up. And so ultimately we will have the solution for all the problems for everybody. That is the plan. তোমাদের কিছু এখানে বক্তব্য থাকলে বলতে পারো। আচ্ছা, আমি রেকর্ডিংটা স্টপ করি। মানে প্ল্যানটা আমি করেছি যে তোমরা গ্রুপে, আমি একটা স্কিম দিয়ে দেবো, এই প্রেজেন্টেশনটা স্টপ করে দিচ্ছি। আমি একটা স্কিম দিয়ে দেব যে এই রোল নাম্বার এই প্রবলেমগুলো সলভ করবে, ওকে। এবার তোমরা সেই প্রবলেমগুলো সলভ করে সুন্দর করে লিখে ওখানে পোস্ট করবে। এবার যেগুলো কারেক্ট হবে আমি সেগুলো রাখবো, বা তোমাদের মধ্যে কাউকে যেমন সিআর বা কাউকে আমি একটা ইয়ে করলাম, মানে তাকে আমি পরপর কারেক্ট গুলো পাঠিয়ে গেলাম। তাহলে তাকে যদি আমি কারেক্ট গুলো পাঠিয়ে দিই, তাহলে সে আলটিমেটলি সেই জিনিসটাকে নিয়ে বাইন্ড করে, সেটা সিআরই হতে হবে তার কোনো মানে নেই, এনিবডি ক্যান টেক দ্য রেসপন্সিবিলিটি, যে যাই হোক যে নেবে তার কাছে আমি পাঠিয়ে দেবো। সে টোটাল কারেক্ট গুলোকে বাইন্ড আপ করে, তাহলে সবার জন্যই সেটা হয়ে যাবে, সবার কাছেই পুরো সলিউশনটা থাকবে। এটা হচ্ছে প্ল্যান। তোমাদের কিছু বলার থাকলে বলো। আগের দিন ওরা আমায় বলছিল গুগল ক্লাসরুম বা এরকম কিছু এর কথা কেউ সাজেস্ট করছিল। তারপর আমরা দেখলাম যে হোয়াটসঅ্যাপেই ভালো, আবার ওই গুগল ক্লাসরুম, সেখানে আবার সাবমিট আনসাবমিট নানা রকম ইস্যুস আছে, আবার আমার দোকান থেকে নিয়ে আবার তো এক জায়গায় করতে হবে, কিন্তু গ্রুপে থাকলে একটা জায়গাতেই থাকবে।